find a trap, no cable. VPN on while I'm touching on these tables. It's a crypto flip, no need for the label. Still got the blick, serial cradle. eBay scams, got a box full of bricks. Sent that out with a TikTok mix. VPN clean, not a Shopify lit, but I still send a blitz if the money looked if. Smart watch pinging when the cash app hit. Used to selling grams, now it's bandwidth plans. Instagram reels with a fake finance, but the Benz outside got a real finance. Red dude still made room for the modem. Hood pole baptized packs if they open. 2 plugs, one for the tech, one potent. Both dropping shit off like they working for a colon. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. Used to moving packs, now we coding in the back. Same block, it's the new kind of stack. Real ones adapt, fake ones collapse. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. It ain't no cable, but it's Wi-Fi in the trap. Used to moving packs, now we coding in the back. Same block, now it's the new kind of stack. Real ones adapt, fake ones collapse.
You know what? I'm not gonna let that change my day.
You shouldn't let it change your day.
But Reggie, you can attest, I was very patient. I've been very patient today. Reggie, you're supposed to say you right.
Sure.
Okay.
Reggie, say you right.
Sure. I said sure.
Oh, goodness. It's a coup.
Hold on a
It's
second.
a whole
Wait a second.
coup.
How come you guys have pictures on your... It's weird.
Pictures on our what?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we got
it
pictures
took a
of-
screenshot and put it as an emote, as an icon on your names. I guess since I started out with my camera off, it just got a
You
black
can change
dot.
that. If you hover over it, you get like the little camera icon and it'll do another one.
It's not
You don't like
important.
your picture?
No, I started out with my camera off, so it just got me as a black dot.
Okay.
You're
You're not
it
a
doesn't.
black dot. Like
I just thought maybe there was you guys uploaded a picture or something, but it just
you
looks
much
it's just a
you much
screenshot.
more than a black dot, bro.
It's racism ingrained in technology. It's fine.
Yeah. Don't let that thing. Don't let it typecast you.
No.
Sure, you guys are. It's too early for this shit.
It is early. Like
Whatever the
10
hell
o'clock
y'all.
in the morning is a crazy time to record a podcast.
What is the
10 o'clock in the.
normal time to be up on a Saturday?
So I usually one day in the weekend I sleep in, and it's usually Saturday.
Oh. 10 a.m. is not sleeping in?
No, normally I'd sleep in like until about 10 or and when we say sleeping in, that means I just kind of like wake up and then just stay in the bed. I don't
You
get up.
still in the bed, but you've been up for a while though.
Right. Or I might fall
Okay.
back asleep or something like that. But weekdays I'm up 6, 7, 5, 4, depending on my day. So I give myself grace on one day to just like sleep in.
Yeah,
You deserve it.
I do that on weekdays and strong days.
What's that?
Well, Rico got 17 kids, so that's how it goes.
16 kids. One of them was just a scare, and then yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Weekdays and strong days. Great job.
I'm an out of the box thinker. I don't know.
So I
what
want to
y'all
make
been up
sure
to,
that
though?
so I want to make sure that we're good. Can you guys hear me, see me? I can.
I can see you. I can hear you.
All right.
You are enough.
I sure hope so,
And
because we recording already.
and Ebony's a little phasey. Are you outside on the porch or something?
No,
Really?
I like that
You mu-
background.
I know it looks like you're outside, like on the porch or
Like she on
in a.
Lanai or something, right?
Yeah, right.
no. This is my new office setup.
Okay.
I got
Look
some
at
new
you.
windows and a little curtain over here, so that's my new.
I like that.
It's
You
very
said
Florida.
my new sitch.
Extremely
it is.
Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't know Florida was an adjective, but I like it.
It is in fact an adjective.
I'm
Florida
using
man.
that as one.
This is very Florida.
That's you right. Yeah. Okay. I'm learning some
Yeah.
stuff. Like that.
Um, I'm ecstatic to see you guys. Glad you guys are doing well, presumably.
I saw you. I saw you yesterday.
Saw me yesterday?
Yo.
Were you stalking her again?
No, she was at my building. I blew my horn. I was in the car.
Mm-mm.
That was me in a creepy vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
you
thought I
know,
was one of your
so
regulars.
Wow,
Cause you
did you
just
say one of
wait.
your regulars?
Hey.
you did. You honked, and I just
Yeah.
immediately waved. It was reflexive, like, "Hey, I acknowledge what's going on." I was like, "That might not even be for me, but hey."
That was absolutely for you.
Oh, whew, thank you.
You had your hair out. I was like, okay, I see you.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
that.
you did see me yesterday. You did see me yesterday. But I haven't seen Reggie in a long time, and Reggie's been busy.
Yeah, I'm always busy. But the good
Reggie's
thing
been in these
is,
streets,
What you been
educating
busy with?
people.
yeah, man. I mean, the job keeps me busy, family keeps me busy, and all the other stuff keeps me busy too. So it's one of those things that we just like, you get older, life, you
Life,
Life
grow,
and life.
yeah, you lifing.
life do be life, and yo, I'm gonna tell you that right now.
So the struggles of the AI wars is what they're calling it right now.
I think we
I
got
mean,
enough wars going on right now.
I
Right.
know maybe that was a bad term, but basically right now all these companies are like jockeying for position. So everybody's like grinding. Every tech company, we're all trying to see who's going to win this AI, battle, right? Who's gonna be the who's gonna come out on top, right? So everybody's grinding, everybody's working hard, pushing adoption, pushing usage and stuff of AI and stuff like that. So it's really been a grind, especially for
so
like
you, so
for
you
my
said
company and
something.
other companies like mine.
You said something kind of like that stuck out. You said a jocking for like people they're trying to staff. Is that would you see that as being like a good entry point for like new people, or is that something that's probably reserved for like people that's already in the game to pivot into that and make room for them to take their current positions?
So I'm probably giving away some of my business strategies, but so I'm having a discussion with a friend of mine, and he said right now in AI is almost like back in the day when we used to do with the gold rush, right? Gold was
Okay.
hitting, everything was going on. So if you weren't mining for gold, you were in the business of picks and shovels.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. So you either
So
going
right
for the
now,
goal or you selling the thing that can help you go for the goal.
right. So right now, again, I'm probably giving away my whole business strategy, but right now, the way small businesses can work, you either develop your own language model that's really, really good, or you do picks and shovels, data centers,
I don't know if I said I'm writing this
positions,
down.
power. There's so many things, right, that require or help with the adoption. A lot of companies right now, a lot of companies right now are doing program management too. So meaning like they get these large contracts or they purchase like thousands of licenses. The companies like the big companies don't want to come in and actually do adoption. They'll hire a third party to come in and do adoption. One company that's really big for us, I mean, I don't want to put their name out there, but like they're popping up at all of our customers, and all they're doing is training, project management, and adoption. Because when you have like 100,000 users, you know, these companies aren't built for that. They're built to like implement, they're built for technical support, but when it comes to actually doing the actual hands-on keyboard and being with the customer and managing projects, they're hiring third parties for that. So that's another place you can really excel.
So like onboarding and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Onboarding, end user training, all that type of stuff. Project management, meeting with the customer, making meetings. I mean, I go to like 50 meetings a day of people just doing meetings, I swear. Like, but that's project management for them, right? So
Do you think? Do
talking.
you think that? Do you think this new revelation? I guess you think it changes the game. Um, that people that are trying to get into the space should be observing, or do you think they can still be successful with the way they're doing it, but this is just another way, or maybe a shortcut even, to get to something that may be better or the same?
I think right now, you should ride the wave while it's available because eventually we're going to have champions, meaning
Mm.
people are not going to need outside parties. They're going to be training within, right? So companies that come in from the outside right now, it's really good, but eventually companies are going to do their own stuff inside, and people are just going to know, right? So I think there's a wave of revenue streams and a wave of business models that can work in the age of this AI adoption as it grows. But I think what people need to really focus on right now is identifying where those gaps exist and try to find a way to fill those gaps.
All right. I won't even ask you for the gaps because that's just secret sauce. We're gonna talk about it offline. We don't want this. We don't want we don't want the gap saturated. We want to be the only ones in the gap. I like that. Evan,
The
you got any
gap.
gaps you want to tell us about? I mean, that didn't sound right. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm editing
No,
that out.
leave
We're
it,
not
You
doing
knew
please.
that.
exactly
Please,
what you
just
were
leave
doing.
it.
You knew
Just leave
exactly
it.
what you were doing.
Please leave it. Don't edit that out.
Great
Leave it,
job
please.
churching it up. Great job.
Leave that,
I ain't been
please.
able to church it up since we started service.
Great
he
job churching it up. And
Please leave
Reggie
it.
was like, yeah. And then you kept
leaned
going, and I
in
was
heavy.
like, okay. All right.
Reggie leaned in. I appreciate that,
Okay.
Reggie, because
Gonna get
I'd have been such a
demonetized.
creep sitting out there by myself saying that.
Gonna get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly.
What you been up to,
Um,
Ebony?
yeah, well, every time I turn around, every time I turn around, somebody's telling me that I need to put some more AI on it and sprinkle some AI in it. And problematically, there aren't any strategies to actually incorporate it with business cases. So you have a lot of companies that are just throwing an agent on it thinking that it's going to work. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have
Throw
frustrated
some
so many
bees on that.
AI agents. You say what?
You don't remember
Some
that song?
bees.
Throw some bees on
Yeah.
that.
Man, that's exactly what I think every single time somebody's like, hey, I was thinking that we needed to put some AI. I was like, throw some on it. Throw some on it.
Salt Bay.
But yeah, I was talking to some people the other day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we only put the AI agent in because we were asked to, but it doesn't actually work well. We hate it." And I'm like, why?" They were like, "Leadership required
That's
it, and
that's not good.
we
That's not
shoved it."
good.
And I'm like, "Yeah, like no, like how are you? I understand that you don't want to fall behind the curve. I understand that it's important to keep up with the technology and with your users and with the direction. But if you don't have a strategy or a specific criteria or associated business cases to know what it should be doing, like just don't bother. Like
It
don't
sounds
bother.
like
Find your niche.
non-GMO. Like we just gonna put this label on it so we can attract people to make them think it's doing something that's probably really not doing.
That's pretty much it. They're like, well, you know what? People shouldn't have to search for things. An AI agent should tell them where it is. I was like, that's a Google search. But okay, like let's figure it out. Like let me what else you want to hear?
That's a sad state of affairs because if people just, I mean, they have companies out there, they have people out there that know how to build agents. You start at a certain point, persona with personas, use cases. That's where you start, right? You can't just be like, let me think about something and just do it, right? You have to think through it. I don't, and that's kind of where we're at, right? Because AI is a buzzword, right? It's the thing, right? But if it's not executed properly, obviously it becomes useless to the end user, right? So that's
It
how you
actually
got
becomes
to.
a detriment.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it's not even useless. Like it legitimately hinders you from doing work. And that's probably like my greatest aggravation. But yeah, so we continue to figure it out and write it up and try to incorporate it where it can be. And for me, y'all know, I'm always like, where's your data? What is it supposed to do? What is it supposed to connect to? Who's supposed to have access to it? Let's talk about all of these associated details before we do this. And they're like, no, fail forward. And I'm, okay, that's
Yeah,
another strategy we can take.
it definitely feels like something that's going to be a number of different reports and articles that'll be published in years to look back and say, okay, what was the effect of AI on the human thought capacity and how we process issues? You know, and I'm seeing it like even like pre AI, like people just they don't think if they don't have to, right? I had a kid at work, right? I'm taking him through these deployment steps, and literally had him go to log into a system, right? Once we got connected, and it was admin with a password, right? ADIM, and he started typing it, and I'm watching because I already worked on these systems. Some of the memory was there. It's like it auto completed admin, but instead of hitting tab to allow it to auto complete and go to the next field, he clicked off with the mouse, I think, or something. And so it left with AD as a username. Typed in the password, boom, failed. Typed the password again, boom, failed. He did it 5 times. Not once did he look up to see, okay, well, the username's not there. He just got his head, in the blinders and just going. Not really, there's not enough assessment and understanding as to like what's going on around me so I can understand what's happening right now. And I see that happen with AI where they'll just throw something into an AI, get whatever comes back without scrutinizing it, without understanding, at least from a simplistic basis of like, what should I be expecting to get back? You may not know exactly what you should be getting back, but something should be sticking out if it's wrong. If it's awry, right? Yeah, okay, well, that's not correct. Understand a little bit about it. We talked about it in a few episodes back when I was talking about how I was using AI to create some scripting stuff and some solution and like troubleshooting, and I get a result back. I'm like, well, that's not the right flag, and it'll say, oh yeah, you're right. It should be this based on this version of what you're using. I'm like, well, I already told you, motherfucker, like what version I'm using. So the tools, they're somewhere, but they may not be where you think they are. So you gotta help it along, and you gotta do some work. People want to kind of sit back and let the AI and the AI agents do everything, not knowing that we're flying, we're building planes that we're flying at the same time.
So when you look at a couple things, just kind of keying on what you said, right? Um, a lot of it has to do with, like you said, um, when we look at most of these tools that we're currently using, we got to realize that it's not really, we say AI, but it's more like an interface for AI, right? So when you're in there typing something, you're not actually, it's not AI. It's an interface to tell AI what to do. So if you don't know how to talk to AI properly and tell it what to do, it's not going to give you better results. The common term is better prompts, better results. And secondly, the models are getting better, right? So I know that it's a bit controversial, right? It's because they're in the news and stuff like that. But when I try to get some deep results as far as like coding or any kind of results, Claude gives me better responses than ChatGPT does because their language model is better for that type of thing. For deep thinking like that, it's better, right? So using a different model that's more adapt to what you're trying to do, and also understanding that these large language models are continuously improving, right? So 5.3 just came out. It's awesome. And then they have the deep think versus the quick answers. So the quick answers are what most people are used to, but you have the ability to do deep think, which could take longer, right? Because sometimes deep think drives me crazy because I'm like, dang, I need an answer, dude, and you taking forever.
You want it
But
right now?
yeah, but when you really want a good answer and you really want to reason through the question, you should do deep think. Or, but if you just need like a quick like response, to something that's not, but deep think is great, right?
Yeah, and
So
there was a time when like prompt engineering was like a big thing, right? I think it's still important, right? But
People
is
just
prompt?
let it go.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of let it go. But the other thing that I'm seeing is that you can do customizations to your model, right? You can tell it like what kind of like how to look into your answers and what to do when it's processing answers and things like that, like back in the settings. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like I think it's like persona or profile or something like that. You can kind of give your AI
You
almost
can
a
you can
personality.
personalize it. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
personalize it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like another guy that I work with, and he made I don't know why, but I saw he was like giving us some prompting, and it was giving his answers back. I'm like, why do I got an attitude? It was like, look, dumb dumb, this is how you look at it, and I'm like, why is your AI? And he was like, yeah, nah, I wanted to make it an asshole. So he showed me in the settings, he actually tells his AI to just be short with him and do all this stuff, kind of like Nick Burns for like AI. It's interesting, but yeah, you can customize how your AI interfaces with you. And I think by default, your AI is supposed to try to be pleasing for you, so it's supposed to be agreeable, which I don't agree with that. I think that's a bad thing, but we got to think about that.
I don't think that it should ever agree with you. I mean, like honestly, a lot of people leverage these particular tools as a confirmation of what they know or identifying things that they know that they don't know and then using it as their own. And I don't think that that's actually the best use of it, because, as we mentioned earlier, that dramatically lowers your cognitive function, right? You don't have to think about it because something else is pulling information together to make it look like you thought about it. So, whenever I'm trying to figure something out, I usually provide the idea that I'm thinking and I ask for it to give me all the reasons why this might be wrong, but I have it use like very specific sources of why it might be wrong and reference very specific requirements, frameworks, that sort of thing, right? That's just to help me understand what it is that I'm missing, not necessarily to inform me of things I already know. But I never wanted to be an asshole to me because look, if I'm gonna be on the if I'm gonna be on the
Yeah, I can
computer,
do that. I can do that for you for
correct,
free.
correct. I do that all by myself in my head all the time. Like, no, I need somebody to be nice to me. Shoot.
When you started talking about that though, the first thing I thought about was the influx of people that are using AI as for therapy. There's a lot of people that are using AI for therapy right now, and it's just like I could see the benefit, but in light of what you're saying about it, just agreeing with you and just kind of playing into like what may be like bad thought patterns, it could definitely be a bad thing for a person. So you really got to be careful with it.
I mean, it has been a bad thing for a lot of people who have been leveraging it for that purpose. Um, because we keep using AI as a monolith, but there's a lot of different components that go into it. And when we are leveraging this particular tool for our mental health, knowing that this tool doesn't know anything outside of what it's been fed to it, it's problematic on a lot of different degrees because now you're relying on old information, you're relying on incorrect information, you are not getting the attention to detail that an actual therapist, an actual mental health professional might be able to provide to you. But people feel free to type in and say whatever they want when they don't think that there's going to be any judgment. But problem with that is again, this tool is just going to reflect whatever it is that you're putting in there. It's going to anticipate the patterns that you've written. It's going to look at patterns from other places and then it's going to feed you back that information. So, yeah, it can definitely be problematic, especially if we're leveraging it for mental health purposes.
Yeah, I think if you were to run it in that way to address that specific need or issue, it should probably be more of a proxy, you know. in between the mental health professional and the client, where the client and the health professional can interface with the same model. And maybe the client doesn't want to talk about certain things, or they don't want those things relayed, but those can still be accounted for. You know what I'm saying? So the mental health person can keep the agent from being too agreeable or giving wrong information and lack of, through a lack of like not having that human discernment, right? But I don't know.
Thank you for that idea. I think I might spend the rest of the day drafting that up.
No, don't.
It's
No,
done. It's done. Reggie, you
no,
want to help me work on this?
no.
You
Yeah,
on
he
mute?
he talking on me. He's so excited,
Yeah.
trying to steal
Reggie,
my
text me
ideas.
later. We can work on this together.
So wasn't that something that one of our past guests was working on too? Something like that? Like one
Nah,
guy? What was he
nah.
working on?
He
That
was.
one guy.
You remember the guy? I can't remember his name,
I know
but
what you're talking about.
yeah, wasn't he doing something like that too, or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, it
It's
was
one of our
something.
past episodes. He was working on, and it's funny because he didn't want to tell us exactly what it was. He was kind of being like catty about it.
I mean, you gotta keep these ideas under wraps until they get executed. But me personally, I'm all about collaboration. I don't need to know everything. I just want my cut.
I'm telling him, man, give me some points. That's it.
I will. I'll give you credit on the box.
Okay, okay.
On the box, meaning like she gonna put your name on the box, but you're not gonna get no money. That's basically what she just said.
I
Oh,
want, I
well,
want
thank you for being an
25%.
interpreter, Reginald.
I mean, that's what I
I ain't
heard.
being greedy. I just want
She said,
25%.
oh, I give you credit on the box.
Don't worry about it. Your check is always in the mail.
Always in the middle. You with the words. See, if you ain't paying
I need
attention,
direct
you be like,
deposit.
she's so nice.
We don't do direct deposit here.
Oh
We don't Venmo.
God. Oh my God. And it's not because you don't want to. Yeah. It's been an interesting year. Um, on my side. A lot of stuff
Already.
going on. Yeah,
First quarter.
already. Oh my
What you
God.
got going on?
My youngest daughter's turning 13 Monday.
Teenager. Oof.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
The last of the Mohicans, man.
Yeah,
And
Miss
she already
Oster.
thought she was a grown up, so now it's official. When she's a teenager, you can't tell her shit now. So
Same here. Miss all turns
yeah.
13 on Wednesday.
And that's crazy too.
Congratulations.
When he turned 11, he already looked like he beat up a grown man. Whatever
He's
y'all feeding him.
I honestly, I mean, I think it's my on my wife's side, but he's like what? I know he's my height now, and he's about a buck 80.
How does that feel to be like, go to your room?
I'll snatch his ass. I don't care. I'll grab him right by his head and pull his free to do the same thing. Just jump up and snatch him down. That's
We
what you
don't
do.
condone child abuse.
Ain't no child
Lazar,
abuse.
let me go and go to your room.
He's like, Dad, let me put you in your room.
He's not
Look
there
here.
yet. He's not there yet. Well, I
Man,
mean, I think a lot of it has to start when he's young, right? So it's behavior driven, right? So I remember, have you ever seen the the kids in India and how they train like elephants and stuff?
you mean like with the spike in the rope or whatever? They just
Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah.
So, you know, and then by the time they're mature, they can just put like a regular like rope around their neck and they'll obey. So it starts early, right? You got to get your kids trained to think of you in a certain way. Now, if you let your kids run wild when they get bigger, it's just going to get amplified, right? So, we've been disciplining Nazar since he was young, right? So he's not going to just be like not no, knowing one day he could probably, you know what I'm saying? He could. I mean, he's getting there, right? He's 180 pounds already, and he's 5'10". He's 5'10", 5'11". He's 180 pounds already. He's got a
That's
mustache.
crazy.
He's got a mustache, and he's got a beard coming in. So technically, be it ain't gonna be an easy win for me.
Nah, I mean, I'm sure by now with them stats, he probably like, hey, Dad, you watching this yet?
I mean, this is a technique that has been used for a long time to keep people in line. Uh, just psychological warfare early on, so that they think that there's no other option outside of that. So it's continuously worked for years, and I think it's going to work here as well.
What's that? What are the methods?
What are the methods?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to be a downer, but I mean,
Okay.
look at slavery for a long time. Look at Jim Crow laws for a long time. Like we've communicated that you can't do this, and in your mind, you're like, nah, I can't do that. Man, you just don't do that.
Black History Month been gone. It been passed only for 2 weeks. So
365 black.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point.
Hey, don't come out here. Come out here.
You keep your oppression to yourself.
No, I hear you. I hear you. It has been a lot happening though. Like just in the first 3 months of this year, like I seen Reggie out here at some conferences. Reggie been working.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Rico the other day. Apparently, didn't even know I seen Rico.
Yeah, and you know what? We got some friends that's got an event going on this month.
For sure.
Stats on Stats is doing some things.
I didn't even. I went to go register.
Might not be too late.
It's April 18th.
I might be getting confused with another event.
They have the networking event on April 18th.
Yeah, I signed up for that one. You might be able to still sign up.
I can put that one.
The last one they had, you can't.
You can, yeah.
Okay. Because the last one they had was like that was I like that event. That was a real good vibe.
Yeah, it's like 2 days too, because I think like the 16th they have a vibe coding session, and then on the 18th is the in-person session. And I signed up maybe last week or something. So I posted it on LinkedIn. I was like, "Hey man, go sign up, go do that."
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a link to it. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna post this out Monday.
Yeah, I gotta find it here. Let me register. Like I said, I was planning to register, and I think I had the registration form up, and I just was like, and then I turned and looked at something else, and next,
I just reposted it on my LinkedIn, so you could just find my last post.
So I see the one on the. So there's one on the what? The 12th? What is this? No, this is Tampa Tech Week. Sorry, my bad. All right, never mind. Let's not do the whole. Let's not work through this on the phone.
Cyber Bay Tampa just ended this week too. Yesterday was the last day for Cyber Bay Tampa. They had a Enigma machine. I was on a panel on Wednesday for women in cyber.
What was the panel?
It was nice.
What was the discussion about?
So we discussed all of the nuanced jobs that we had before transferring into cyber. And so one of my panelists used to be a closet organizer, and understanding inventory and understanding who needs access and where things go. It translated into her cyber career right now, strategies and planning. And one of my panelists used to, or maybe still does, put on plays and Broadway productions and coordinating people and projects and executive managing things, just transitioned into her cyber journey. And one of them used to be in the Army. And when she came out, she thought she knew stuff, figured out she didn't know anything. And then that pivoted her into different parts of cyber. And one of them used to be a medical technician, decided she didn't like blood anymore, and pivoted right into cyber and protecting data and that sort of thing. So they were all really interesting panelists. I really appreciated interacting for a little bit. We also talked about what we wish people would ask us instead of what certification should I get.
What are some of those questions?
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's funny. It's like, what certification should I get?
Yeah,
That's so
because
funny. That's all
everybody,
they ask.
they're like, oh, well, should I get the Security Plus? Like, I saw this one. And so some of the questions that we talked about were, how can I maintain my adaptability? How can I be the type of leader and teammate that people turn to when they're high stakes? How can I find the domain that most suits my personality and how I can show up? So like there's like some legitimate better questions to find a space for you in cyber because it's an ecosystem. Like it's a whole lot of different things you can do. So I
Are
thought that
these
was interesting.
questions from people that are like trying to get in or people that are already in though?
Both.
Okay.
My honestly, the question that I loved the most was a USF student came up to me after and he said, "Hey, right now in one of the projects that I'm working on, we use a lot of personal emails of people that don't work there anymore, and we have to maintain this access because people email them." And I said, yeah, well, generally for communications like that, you want to use resource accounts because there is a very high turnover in cyber in general. Like, it's a lot of burnout. Like, people just leave because they can't handle it. And he's like, is everyone aware of the level of burnout in cyber? And they just don't do anything about it? I said, well, problematically, most people get into cyber anticipating that you're going to have a paycheck, like this is going to be a longevity career, but they don't anticipate the level of effort that it actually takes. Because anytime that I'm doing something, I have to figure out how you're going to break it before I even build it. So there's a excessive amount of stress and most people don't account for that. So you have to have a routine that you can lean heavily into for recharging and for finding quick wins because honestly, if I do my job well, nobody even knows that things are happening, right? Like, I don't get credit for the phishing emails you don't get, and I don't get credit for all the attacks that don't land, right? But the minute something goes wrong, everybody's like, oh no, where's security? Where's IT? So I was telling him, like, you have to find a way to identify quick wins so that you are recharged and you can keep going. And he's like, nobody ever told me that. Nobody ever talks about that. In my curriculum, I learn about attacks. I learned about all these things, but nobody talks about the legitimate mental toll that it takes to constantly be in survival mode for your network and for your system. So I thought that was really interesting.
That is very interesting. Cuz like most of the questions that you brought up is like, well, if you're not even in and you're trying to get in, why would you be worried about being in leadership and doing these things? Which you could argue that, right? But as a new person trying to get into a space, it's like, I just want to get in. And it seems like the easy way to get in is search or experience. But I'm being told that I need both. And I always thought that was a weird shit, bro. Like, I'm trying to get a job. This is my first job trying to get in, and you tell me I need job experience. Well, this would be my first job experience.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, I can understand both sides. Like, me as a interviewee, right? I'm trying to get in, but you as an interviewer, you don't want to get your time wasted. Like, I don't know you, sir. Like, you're a good person. You're hungry to learn, but I don't know you. You might just be telling me all these great things, and then when you get in, you're not gonna do anything. Now I gotta out process you, and then I gotta repost, and that's a thing for most organizations. It's a whole routine, So it's like, how do you get people to know your motivations and to buy that? You know, it's a
Well, honestly, and this goes to directly to the initial start of this conversation. Like, what jobs have you had that pivoted you into cyber? Um, People, interviewees in particular, they are constantly like, I need job experience. I need
Mhm.
job experience. I need someone who has paid me to show that I can do this. When in actuality, most jobs are just looking for experience. So understanding how to frame the experience that you have to apply to the skills that are needed are essential. Somebody came to me the other day and they were like, hey, I don't know anything about budgeting, so like I don't know if I should really be in this role. And I'm like, you budget all the time. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you get a paycheck right now, right? You pay your bills, right? You know how much money's supposed to come in, right? You know how much money's supposed to go out, right? You know how much money you're supposed to need for next month. You budgeting. You have the experience. But in most people's mind, if it didn't apply to a job, they don't have the experience.
I remember like years ago, there was a write up that this lady had where she was talking about how she was able to take her experience gained as a homemaker, right? A soccer mom. And she directly correlated that over perfectly to being a project manager. I was like,
Because that's what it is that you're legitimately, you are coordinating the lives
yeah,
of multiple people. You are coordinating hygiene, you're coordinating logistics, you're coordinating food. I
yeah,
mean, you're coordinating travel, time. You are a project manager, but people don't see that. And so,
yeah.
problematically, when you're going to interview and you're like, oh, well, I don't have 3 years of experience doing that. I'd be like, dog, you 18.
Hmm.
Like, what you
Exactly.
mean you don't have 3 years experience doing this?
Yeah, you got to be able to extrapolate the activity from the title, you know, and that's what we're looking for. People, I say we. That's what people are looking for. The activity. Have you done a thing? I'm not asking you how you've done it or where you've done it, but have you done it? Because if you've done it here, you can do it in another place. If you coordinate the schedule of a 8-year-old, you could probably coordinate the scheduling. Yeah, it's just like tasking. You're organizing tasking by a schedule.
Well, it's kind of one of those situations where you've shown effort that you've made to try to get yourself skilled, even though you don't have the ability to have the in-person experience. Like this person is actually giving it a shot, right? Like they've done things, right? It's just like when you're in school and you volunteer for different things for school, you join clubs and stuff like that. You can always say like, "Hey, I did this or I did that." And there's so many platforms nowadays where you can do theoretical stuff or just like do a project and post it out there. I mean, it used to be a time where that wasn't available, right? So anybody can do a white paper or come up with a theory or post on LinkedIn. I mean, that's where a lot of employers go now. They go look at your LinkedIn. What has he got on LinkedIn? What's he doing on LinkedIn? I mean, I don't know if that's what's the word I'm looking for, a a major factor in hiring. Like, I don't know if like LinkedIn is like gonna get you hired, but definitely I think employers look at that stuff, right?
Yeah, they gonna snoop your junk even if you tell them what your tag is. They got whole. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do a search on your socials even outside of LinkedIn, right?
I
But
mean, the thing is, like, when you're hiring somebody, they gotta see you, they gotta know you, they gotta like you, then they're gonna want to work with you, right? So if you are in the community, going to B-sides, going to conferences, hanging out in channels, you are posting on LinkedIn, they can see you, they can understand what your mindset is, what your activities look like. Those are avenues to being hired. But, the other thing, as we mentioned, is you have to be able to translate what it is that you have been doing into what makes sense for what it is that they need you to do. And I thought that that was a really interesting conversation because apparently, Rico, this is something that you're really big about. This is where that mentorship comes in. This is where those conversations come in because when you go to apply and you're like, my resume doesn't have any of these things on it. Like, these are just jobs I had. Yeah, those are just jobs that you had. Those are titles that you carried. That's not who you are, and that's not the work that you do. And being able to have that conversation around that is really important.
yeah, Reggie, do you feel like that being because I have had people tell me that they have to put their LinkedIn, well, not they have to, but that's an actual field on applications now. Where it's like, hey, what's your LinkedIn profile? They're asking for that stuff right now, outright. Whereas before they was checking, but some people knew, some people didn't care. It's just in your face now that hey, we will be looking at your LinkedIn. Like, what's your stuff? Do you feel like that people should be paying more attention to what they put on their LinkedIn profile and how they posture information on their LinkedIn profile?
I try to like reduce the,
Yeah.
I try to like not make noise and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, um, absolutely, dude. I mean, like they even tell you there's ways to go about LinkedIn as far as hygiene, like don't accept weird people and don't, repost things that you haven't verified. I've seen articles of people like they'll read a headline and just repost it, but then they don't read the actual article and they get in trouble. Because it's like, oh, this, and this, and then you just repost it and like, did you actually read what it said? Because it's not, the title was one thing, but the actual article is very deceptive, and then people go click and read on it and they get a little bit disappointed. So yeah, I think LinkedIn is like a living resume. I mean, like LinkedIn is a living resume in my opinion.
That's crazy.
What's that?
Because like the stuff we was talking about AI, about people just taking what AI gives them without looking at it, it ain't new to just AI. It's just how people move. So people are just being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But we're going to blame AI, though. Like,
But
AI is making
I mean,
people
we
not
could
think.
blame AI.
I mean, worst case scenario, dude, God dog, you can let AI, you can, if you don't feel like reading it, you can have it read it for you.
Summarize
Just
it, yeah.
like,
Or
give
at
me a
least
summary or
summarize
something.
it. Give me this
Yeah.
article in 2 sentences. Jeez.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Well, I got to go and get this Saturday started. I got to take a young lady out. We're going to get some sushi and do some stuff, probably some VR stuff. I can say all this stuff. It's supposed to be a surprise, but she ain't going to know because she don't watch the show anyways. I don't let my kids watch this show.
You're not
Since
even
I'm
going to
doing it.
post the show until after, so it don't matter anyway. Still going to be surprised.
Posting it Monday.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
your
there's any
birthday
need for any.
Monday.
I don't really think there's any need for any edits. Do you? Or you might look through it for a look. I mean, I think we didn't
Good on
cuss.
it. You know,
We
I
You
didn't
wake
know
up early.
what?
cuss.
You know
It's
We
what?
fine.
didn't say anything crazy.
I
I think
always
this is a
cuss.
clean.
I always cuss. I do a bad job churching up, but
You
I
didn't. I
always
don't remember. I don't remember you other than the whole thing with the gap. I think you were pretty clean.
I mean, there's only 2. It's only 2.
don't ask Evan. She gonna inflate it.
I'm not going to inflate it just
I say one
because
cuss
I
word,
am
Evan be
precise.
like, "Yeah, you are." I still remember that one episode. I think it was like the episode where we interviewed you, and I was like, "No, we didn't say this." Da da da. I think it was about like a conference. You was talking about squad con, I think. And then I'm editing it, and I'm like, "All right, I'm about to see." I knew I was right. My shit was all the way wrong. I was about to edit it out, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it in there. You probably don't even remember it.
Yeah, I'm just precise. That's all. I mean, I think you're right, Reggie. I don't think we need to edit it. I think we can cut and post it. I woke up like this. I look great. You were very patient. Rico showed up with a lot of personality. I feel like it's fine. Cut print.
I'm not gonna say all women are right all the time, but if you in an argument with Ebony about recollection, just go with it. I learned my lesson. Like I'm not fighting with you on memory because my memory's trash. But y'all got anything y'all wanna leave the folks with before we pop out of here?
Nah, just you can plug the. Ebony, you got what's the name of the event? Plug it for the stats folks.
The Stats on Stats has a vibe coding session on April the 16th, and then they have the networking session on April the 18th. They're also coordinating an event on June the 6th, and besides Tampa is going to be May 16th.
And if you're following Ebony on LinkedIn, she posted it. And I'm going to find it, and we're going to do a repost with the Develop Every Mind, the Dem Tech folks account on LinkedIn. So, yeah, follow Ebony and follow Dem Tech folks. Don't follow me, because I don't know, I be cussing. And you can follow Reggie, I guess. Right, Reggie? You want to follow me?
Yeah, Reginald.
People creeping up and around corners.
Hey, I have quite a bit of followers anyway. So
people honking at you in the parking lot.
if people want to, I remember I went to a conference and I was like, oh yeah, you be doing this. I'm like, oh, you must see my LinkedIn because that was creepy how you just called out everything I be doing in my life. Because
as kids, we tell our kids to stay away from the creepy white van, and as adults, stay away from the creepy white Tesla.
The creepy white what?
Tesla.
Who got a white Tesla?
Yeah, I wrecked my last one, man. I got a white
Yeah,
car.
the color of the car had changed. I was
Oh,
like,
okay. I mean, I know you got in an accident. I didn't know you got a new one with a different color. All right,
Yeah, I
cool.
couldn't find a great one, but I'm in a white one.
All right. All righty.
we got to skedaddle, y'all.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Deuces.
Have the best day that you need today. Okay, switches. Bye.